Hello, I'm Janice Truitt. I'm the Children's Minister for Resurrection Episcopal Church in Plano, and we're going to begin our lesson today with a reading from the Children of God Storybook Bible. Abraham was sad because he and his wife Sarah had no children. God told him to pack up everything and go to a whole new land to begin a whole new life. Abraham trusted God, so he and Sarah left their home and family and began a long, hard journey. They wandered through deserts, up and down mountains, through green pastures and dark forests, constantly longing for a home of their own, filled with happy children. They wandered for so many years they grew too old to have babies. One night, God said, "I am giving this land to you and your children and your children's children." God, you must be joking. Sarah and I are too old to have children, Abraham said, stroking his long white beard. "Trust me, my child," God replied. "Look at the stars in the sky. Your children and your children's children will be as many as those stars." Abraham thought, "How can that be?" But then he remembered that God always keeps his promises. And so Abraham trusted God. Then God smiled and said, "I will bless you and your children so you can be a blessing to all the people in the world." Dear God, help me to be a blessing to others. So, to help us to remember the story of Abraham that wandered through the desert and that God provided for Abraham and his wife to have a child, we are going to create a collage of a desert with stars. So to start off, I'm going to show you some examples of deserts. And you're going to need some construction paper and tissue paper and glue for this activity. I have two examples of ones that I created. And what you're going to do first is you're going to need some tissue paper. If you don't have tissue paper, construction paper works well. And you're going to be tearing it so it kind of looks like hills and mountains. Tear it into strips and desert scenes. And you'll start off first by gluing the mountains in the background. You can choose the color you want. This one just happens to be purple. And then you'll start adding some hills, and you can choose another color if you want, and then the desert for the front. So you end up with an effect something like this. What I did find when I was gluing this, I was better off kind of doing like lines, kind of strippy lines, and gluing it because the glue does show through, rather than just having the dots, because I think the lines make you think of land, how land changes. And what you'll do is then you will come back with some scissors and you'll trim off all this extra tissue paper so that it will look more like the examples I showed you. Now for the sky, we want to have the stars to resemble all those children's children. And to do that, I found what worked really well was either a white pencil or a silver marker. And then you kind of fill up the sky with stars. So I hope you enjoy this story, reminding us to trust God. I enjoyed being with you. Thank you.